Welcome to a brand new edition of the Retro Room Podcast here on the Cruise Control Podcast Network in collaboration with Ball is Life. As always, I'm joined by a great friend of mine, my co-host, Mr. Denny Blanco, at Sir Denny Blanco on both IG and Twitter. Denny Blanco, my man, how you doing?
I'm doing great, sir. Thank you for having me back for the edition of Retro.
The first retro of the brand new year 2022. Happy New Year to you and the family. We always have a great time on the show, and I think today will be another great show.
As usual.
Those who want to find the podcast, go to SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube.com/Cruise Control Podcast. Also, check out ballislife.com. You can follow me on both IG and Twitter at Randy J Cruz, RENDY, the letter J CRUZ.
Yeah.
So I figured for the first show of the new year, we start off light. We start off having some fun, having a good time, make people think a little bit. So I said, boom. You know, I've been hearing some old school hip hop albums recently. That's kind of like my wheelhouse. For those who don't know me, so whether it be Biggie, Jay-Z, Wu-Tang, Tribe, I've been in that kind of mixed 90s, early 2000s.
Still,
kind
it's
of
not
way.
going anywhere. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, Snoop, Pac, all them guys, and you know me watching the NBA, guys like LeBron and Curry and Durant and you know Kyrie and those guys and Giannis is like, you know what? Has there ever been a conversation like, what if to describe a player, his game, his career, whatever, by using a hip hop album to describe them? So I said, man, can that be done? Can that be a show? Then I started thinking, man, LeBron's out there, Curry, Durant. And I think those would be the main three we'll focus on today. And we'll do more episodes later on, like a volume 1, volume 2. To get the people's interest. So I said, man, that'll be a really dope show. Just describing a player by only retro. I would say only, and that's why the show is Retro Room, a retro throwback hip hop album, nothing really recent. So,
Okay.
Where should I start first? I think you want to go Durant, you want to go Curry, you want to start off with LeBron?
Start with LeBron.
Oh boy, start
with the obvious.
So LeBron, 19 years in the game, came out of high school, 18-year-old prodigy, multiple time champion, all-star, scoring champion, Hall of Famer, everything. The resume is there. If we had to compare LeBron James to a throwback retro classic hip hop album, and there's a few you can put him with. There's no right or wrong answer, just whatever you feel. But what album you feel really defines LeBron James? And hopefully LeBron would see this and respond and kind of agree with us when we see this.
Bron. Yeah, listen.
What you got, man? What you got?
Reasonable Doubt. I say Reasonable Doubt, Jay-Z's first album.
Reasonable Doubt. Wow. Okay.
There was Reasonable Doubt for a little bit of Reasonable Doubt for LeBron. He was the phenom, obviously. Everybody expected him to come out. So when Jay-Z dropped, there was a lot going on. And the album didn't do as much as people thought it would do. But after a period of time, it became a classic. LeBron James has been in the league for almost 20 years.
Almost, yeah.
19.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Melo, right? In the league almost damn near 19, almost 20 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this, Reasonable Doubt has been around a long period of time, and everybody that becomes Jay-Z fans, they say they may not even find Reasonable Doubt till later on, and then when they find it, they're like, oh man, okay. Okay, this is where it all begins. This is where it all started. So when I say LeBron, I compare it to the tenure Jay-Z's had when it comes to how long that album is still considered a classic.
Mm,
The bars, the beats, the just what he's saying on the album.
mm,
Reasonable doubt for LeBron.
right. Now, listen, I agree. I think obviously he has ties to Jay Z, which kind of makes it more interesting. Um, and again, you mentioned the doubt was, him coming into the league in '03
As a high schooler.
as a high schooler. Jordan is on the way out
Yep.
from Washington.
Reasonable doubt.
Kobe is still there.
Mm-hmm.
Shaq is still there. Duncan, Garnett, Dirk, um, T Mac, AI, Paul Pierce, Vince Carter, a plethora of talent.
Hall of Famous.
Hall of Famers, Steve
Hall
Nash,
of Famous.
J Kidd.
Hall of
Um,
Famous. League is loaded with Hall of Famous. And here
and
comes
then
this kid. Mm-hmm.
the hype you're getting from high school. You're on covers of magazines. You are called the king,
The chosen one.
the chosen one, the king, and you get drafted to a city in your home state, your home basically, and then you have to uplift this franchise from the bottom up.
No
And
pressure.
people are gonna still say,
No pressure.
is he really the real deal? Is he really the next Jordan, the next Kobe? Is he really that? And as time went on, you started seeing, man, this guy is not only good, he's fucking great. And he could potentially be one day on that Mount Rushmore conversation as the greatest of all time. And as you go through the catalog, you go through the tracks, it's like, I don't think Reasonable Doubt became platinum until many, 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 many years later.
There you go. When did LeBron win his first chip?
LeBron won his, he came in '03. He won in 2012. So it took him 9 years
See?
to win a chip.
There you go, man. Hey, it took him 9 years, took Jordan 7. You know, they had to have the right pieces around him.
Mm-hmm.
But it took time for a lot of people to realize that Reasonable Doubt is a classic album. It took some time. It wasn't off rip. It wasn't critically acclaimed off rip when it first got released. It was like, I mean,
Yeah, because even you can go back now and say, yo, what is Jay-Z's top 3? People are gonna give you different opinions. Blueprint, Reachable Doubt. They're gonna say the Black Album. They're gonna say American Gangster. They're gonna say 444. Some will say Volume 2. There's so many ways you can go with Jay, and it's like, I think Reachable Doubt really signifies the career of LeBron, the longevity. You can hear it now. That album came out 26.
96?
Yeah.
95, 96?
26 years ago, the album came out. But you could play it today and smooth and ride out with it. You barely skip any tracks.
Taking all this time to give you.
If you skip a track or two, it's like LeBron. Yo, I'm skipping 2011, the Maverick shit. I'm skipping that track. You know what I'm saying? But it's very rare you're skipping anything with LeBron's career.
No.
So like I'm looking at RD right now. I'm trying to figure out, like, if I had to pick one track that's like the main single, like the
politics as usual.
So would politics as usual be like the culmination of LeBron winning his first championship, or like?
It's for me, politics as usual is usual. It's like it's this is what we have to do. This is what we're known for. Like I'm known for being a phenom. I'm known for having a Hummer in high school. I'm known for making a owner cry in his bed. I'm known for making a Hall of Famer with the slickest of hair and beautifuls of suits, angry as hell because I left his organization. It's politics as usual. I mean, like I announce I'm going to Miami. I give money to Boys and Girls School, Boys and Girls, organization.
Right.
They tell me it was the worst thing ever.
I mean, there's a lot of tracks you can really, can't knock the hustle. You know what I'm saying?
You can easily use "Can't Knock the Hustle." I mean, you got Rich. Was it Rich Paul? Rich Paul? Am I saying that right? Rich Paul?
Rich Paul, yeah.
How many people don't want him to be an agent because he's affiliated with LeBron?
Mm-hmm.
Politics as usual. Can't knock the hustle.
Friend, you got friend or foe. You got feeling it.
Friend or foe, like I said, reasonable doubt's perfect for him. Perfect.
Friend or foe was like when he goes to Miami, everybody just turned on him. Like, are you with me or are you against me? Like,
listen, you're gonna have there are people we're gonna argue back and forth whether it's LeBron going to Miami or KD going to OKC or Dame Dollars staying in Portland and saying, I'd rather win it with people coming here than me leaving to find players to play with.
mm-hmm.
There's no right or wrong way of doing it. It's just the way that some people want to do it. So, it's just that's just the way it goes.
And I could definitely see LeBron just having fun, reenacting the cover, the suit, the cigar, black and white.
Reasonable, yeah. I mean, like I said, it's a reasonable doubt, man.
Yeah,
reasonable doubt. It's reasonable. He's a high schooler. You're not expecting him to come in and be a top 10 player with Hall of Famers already there, comfortable, 10, 5, 8 years in, and here comes this rookie out of high school, and he's dominating. Pure genius.
So we got reasonable doubt for LeBron, and I think that's where it gets tricky. You want to go with Curry or KD next?
Let's go with KD.
Kevin Durant. I have not thought about this 1 second. I'm going by what you're saying.
Well, let me break it down, right? So when I saw Kevin Durant, first time I saw Kevin Durant in Texas, it's kind of like the first time I saw Curry. I said, what the hell is this? What am I watching? What is this? What is this? Or Zion Williamson.
Mm-hmm.
KD was a 7'2" guard.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never seen anything like that in my entire life.
Right.
Up until that point, when he was at Texas, watching NBA in the 80s, all through the 90s, 2000s. I'd never seen anything like it. When I first heard Wu-Tang Clan enter the 36 chambers, I never heard anything. I never heard anything like it. I never heard beats put behind kung fu sounds. I've never heard the names Inspector Deck, Method Man, Capadonna, RZA, the Jizza.
Yep, old dirty bastard.
I've never heard these names.
Mm-hmm.
So the album Protect Your Neck, Cream, The Mystery of Chess Boxing. Kevin Durant is entered the 36 chambers. You were just impressed and shocked. Method Man. You were just impressed and shocked by how many MCs were on there, what they were saying, the beats, the lyrical prowess, just to go down, and I'm gonna pass it off to you. Just the little intricacies of Old Dirty Bastard harmonizing in the background on Cream. Just that alone is phenomenal for me. But I think when I think of KD and him being a 7'2" guard that we've never seen, I think about Enter the 36 Chambers, Wu-Tang.
And part of it is, when Wu-Tang came on the scene, that album changed the game. And, Kevin Durant coming into the league in 2000, was it 07? You mentioned he's a 7 foot 6'10" guard, forward that can dribble, that can post up, that can shoot in general, shoot the three, have the range, and he was just unguardable. And he's been like that ever since he came into the league. Now he's 14 years in. He got the rings, got the MVPs, got the All-Stars, going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Durantula, Easy Money Sniper. He has the nicknames that you can feel like, oh, he sounds like a Wu-Tang member. You know what I'm saying? And now with him in Brooklyn, there's, Wu-Tang is from, New York as well. And it's like, you haven't seen anything like Durant since. And when Wu-Tang came out, you haven't seen anything since Method
Nope.
Man and Ghost and Raekwon and
Nope.
RZA and Jizza.
You won't see
And
like you. I was holding out hope that Odd Future was going to be it, but that didn't work out.
mhm. And there's a raw, grimy kind of feel to that album. You put that shit on today, I'm here, bro. It's barely any skips on that on the album. You
Yeah, I
ride
mean
out.
the children would understand it now because
Mhm.
they're they're with their drill and their drill right now and but they no they wouldn't understand like when I talk to people about hip hop and I speak to hip hop purists and I say I talk to people and I say you know what makes a hip hop like album or song or what a hip hop person says like a Hall of Famer. When I say cash rules everything around me,
Mhm.
what do you say?
Cream get the money, dollar dollar bill, y'all.
Thank you.
I mean, that's the obvious answer, right?
You feel me? Like
Mhm.
they created whether Biggie said it first or whatever has you, they created a slogan that will not go anywhere. The song
Yeah.
won't go anywhere. Like talking about pain, suffering, struggling, and it's all culminates with
Mm.
getting this money because it rules everything around me. Cool.
Right.
It's phenomenal. But KD, Wu Tang, Wu Tang, Wu
So,
Tang,
are
Wu.
we going with Cream as the? I know you pick Politics as Usual for the album to be like the single for LeBron to describe him. Are we going with Cream for Durant
Nah,
or
protect your neck.
protect your neck?
Protect your goddamn neck.
So when Durant comes into the league, it's like, yo, protect your neck, man. This kid ain't going nowhere. Smoking on the mic like smoking Joe Frazier,
Frazier, the
Hellraiser.
Hellraiser. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on. And don't even protect your neck.
Coming through your hood like a neighborhood Spider Man. Nah, you're right. KD is crazy, bro.
Protect your neck.
Crazy. Imagine KD 7 foot with that ghost face mask he had on the cover. It's crazy. Last one, Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry could be interesting.
Steph Curry. I chose Puff Daddy and No Way Out.
Really, Puff Daddy, No Way Out. Wow.
I chose Puff Daddy No Way Out because, again, the feeling that I have when it comes to it, and the feeling that I have when I saw him. When I saw him play Davidson,
Mm-hmm.
I said to myself, I've never seen that quick of a trigger when it comes to shooting. Now, if he can consistently hit that, he's gonna be a problem. When I listened to Puff Daddy and the Family No Way Out, when it first came out, there was nothing like it. It was a culmination of all these talented people, Mace, The Lox, Biggie,
Mm-hmm.
all on one album. And you think about the song, Can't Nobody Hold Me Down. Because Curry was seventh,
Yeah.
wasn't the number one pick. Then he had ankle issues. Right? And ankle issues. So people say, hey,
Yeah.
he may not last, he's weak,
Injury prone.
injury prone, he may not last.
He's small.
He's small. He's small.
He's got to work out more.
Can't hold me down. Can't nobody take my pride. Can't nobody hold me down. Oh no. I got to keep on moving. Bang. Jump shot. Keep on moving. Bang. Jump
Can't
shot.
nobody hold me down. It's like nobody can guard me.
Run around these screens with me. Come on.
And it's funny you mentioned Puff because if you look at it, I'm not saying Puffy it is not the rhymer. It's
Don't
not
worry if I write rhymes. I write checks.
the lyricist that we whatever. But it's like he needed the Locks to come on the album. He needed Lil Kim to be on the album. He needed Biggie to be on the album. He needed Black Rob and Mace. He needed the whole family, as you mentioned. And it's describing how the Warriors are. It's like they're a family. Obviously, Steph Curry is the main person in the family, but this shit don't come together without all of us being together.
We need Draymond.
I need Draymond. I need Clay.
Yeah, we need.
In the first inclination, I needed Iguodala. I needed Bogut. I needed those guys. Now I need these young guys.
Yep.
And if we're gonna come together for a classic joint, I need all y'all with me.
All y'all.
So it's like saying Stephen Curry in the family.
There you go. Jump on this train, baby. Take you to the promised land.
But I think that's an album that
Victory.
See, that could be the single too for Curry. Victory.
It's
even the Benjamins too. Curry signed at that point the largest contract in the NBA at that point in time.
Only unanimous was not the only unanimous MVP. He's not the only unanimous MVP.
I'm not too sure about that.
No. He's not the only unanimous MVP, but it was unanimous. Everybody in the league knew what was up. They knew.
That's a perfect picture. I think on that album cover, you have Puffy in the middle, everybody next to him. Now, if you was to recreate that, Curry's in the middle, the whole Warriors, Steve Kerr, Draymond, Clay, those guys are right next to him. There's no way out. The Warriors went to 5 straight NBA finals. They held down a whole era by themselves. They changed the game.
This year's destiny. There is no way out to avoid playing them in the West. They're coming. They're going somewhere. I said,
of course.
I'm saying, I said earlier that Steph's going to MVP. They're on a mission, so it's going to be very interesting. Very.
So we got LeBron with Reasonable Doubt. We got Kevin Durant as Wu-Tang 36 Chambers. And we have Stephen Curry as Puff Daddy. It's funny you mentioned Puff Daddy No Way Out because when Curry be making them threes, he'll turn around, do a little shimmy and shit, little Puff Daddy.
You're welcome.
Puff Daddy dance.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
We are going to be doing more of these as time goes on. So we pick 3 at a time, whether it be the current guys, the old school guys, and kind of tag team them with a couple throwback classic hip hop albums. Hopefully you guys would, whenever you have a chance, go back and hear these albums. Because I haven't heard a couple in a while. I heard Wu-Tang recently. Puffy is always on rotation. I gotta hear Reasonable Doubt again. Because for me, it's always been Black Album and Volume 2 as 2 of my favorite. Blueprints up there too.
American Gangster.
American Gangster. Even now, 444, people still love that album.
It's a mood. It's whatever mood.
Volume 1 is always underrated to me. I think that gets lost in the whole shuffle of Jay-Z's catalog. But go ahead, check it out. Again, recap: LeBron is Reasonable Doubt, KD is 36 Chambers, and Steph Curry is No Way Out. If you agree or disagree, let us know. Hit us up on Twitter at Sir Denny Blanco, at Randy J. Cruz, RENDY, the letter J, CRUZ. Find the podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube.com/Cruise Control Podcast, also on ballislife.com. Denny Blanco, my man, thank you. Always appreciate it.
Ball is life.